Hello everyone, welcome back to more baking videos. Rolling solo again today. So this recipe I came across a few weeks ago and oh my goodness, if you like salted caramel and if you like a Snickers, not even, yeah, just like a big Mars bar, just ooey gooey, unbelievable. I did share the recipe before, but I'm not sure if anybody made them, and this is way before we started the lockdown. So here goes. So we're calling them, yeah, just salted caramel bar. They keep up to 3 months in the freezer. They're kind of big bars, so when I heard that they kept for 3 months in the freezer, I thought, they'll never last 3 months, but we actually have had them in the freezer and they're just a lovely wee treat. So we're gonna get started. So you're gonna need dates and any type of nut of your flavour or whatever you want to use. So we're going to use cashew nuts today. You could use Brazil nuts or you could use pecans if you wanted, but 150 grams of your cashew nuts. So this actual bag is 150 grams, so that's handy. So basically 3 sections to this. I can't even get into this bag. You obviously have your base layer, then your middle ooey gooey bit, which is basically like salted caramel paste, and then your third bit is obviously your chocolate cover. So I'm back with my blender, hasn't got any bigger. So we're gonna try, if you have a big blender you can just put all of this in together, but I'm not so lucky. So 150 grams of cashew nuts, and then we have 100 grams of dates. Now I've actually just been steeping mine because I got the bags out of Home Bargains, which are 89p. They always have them in stock and they're just so cheap for the amount of baking that I do. I can't afford to be buying the big Mojole dates, although I do have some for this one, simply because I was in Marks and Spencer's yesterday. But you have 100 grams of dates going into that. Then you're going to put a pinch of salt, literally just a wee pinch. Okay, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then we're just going to blend this all together. So, oh, need to turn it on. Here goes. Now, from here, I'm just going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, and on top of that, you're going to add in 100 grams of peanut butter or almond butter, whatever you prefer. So I'm hoping I'm getting these quantities right, but if not, they will be in the comments, okay? Blend that all up again. So, because my blender is not the best, I'm just going to pat that all down and give it one more blend. Okay, from here, turn into a nice little base, and you're just going to put that down on a parchment paper. I can nearly speak. I'll show you now. I just have a nice little baking tray. So just drop you down so you can see here. Okay, so I'm just going to pat that all down, make it all nice and level, and then we move on to the next step. Nice little trick I find is have an extra piece of parchment paper. See if I put it down here. Oh, our extra piece. Grab a spoon and just out to all the edges. from there, I'm just going to put this in the fridge or the freezer. I'll see what has room, and then we're going to move on to our next layer. So onto our middle layer. I'm not going to bother washing this because it doesn't matter. So we have, next up, again, my blender's going to be awful for this. So 300 grams of dates again. So as I said, I have a mixture of the medjool dates and then I have the wee small ones as well. So if you can, go for the bigger ones. It will just make it a lot more caramelized. See, beautiful. So stick those all in the blender. And from here, you're going to add in 100 grams of peanut butter or almond butter, depending on what you have decided to go with. 4 tablespoons of coconut oil. Lovely. 1 teaspoon, of vanilla extract. And because this is a salted caramel recipe, I'm going to add in a generous pinch of salt. Good sea salt here. Okay, so lid goes on, wherever my lid is, here it is, and we're going to blend. Okay, I'm going to check back in because we all know this blender does not like being rushed. And I will show you, it should then start to turn into a nice caramel texture. It will take around 4 or 5 minutes. And once we blend this, we're going to add a few tablespoons of water, up to 10 tablespoons, but less is more. So we'll add them gradually just to check in on the texture of it, but I will check in once I get this going, okay? So at this stage, I have blended it and I've added 4 tablespoons of water. Okay, just cold water, but I'm going to keep adding a few more. So they do recommend you add at least 10 to 14 tablespoons of water, but I remember the first time I made this, I added 14 and it was a disaster. So just slowly, I've been adding 2 tablespoons at a time to just ease it in. So just have your wee cup of water sitting, and then you all know what a caramel paste should look like. So you'll know when it's good. And then again, taste for the salted caramel bit. If you need to add a bit more salt, go for it, okay? I'll show you this now. It's definitely getting there. So, lovely caramely texture. I've tasted it and I need to add a little bit more salt. So I'm on my 6th tablespoon of water, and I think that might do me. Yes, coming good now. Okay, I'll add the 10. We'll call it a day there. Okay, just give it another wee stir. Nice. Perfect. I'm just going to blend this for a few more seconds and then we'll check back in. Okay, so we're back. I have taken these out of the freezer now. They probably should be left a little bit longer, but for the purpose of this, it's fine. I would recommend probably leaving them for about an hour, but I'm a bit impatient. So we have our salted caramel here. Looks beautiful. Woo! Can stay upright in the jar. So basically what we're going to do now is spin it out all over the mixture and then pop that back into the freezer for another hour, if you can wait that long. And then the final stage will be covering it in chocolate. So from here, you will probably be left with some salted caramel But sure, that's alright, isn't it? So I'm just spreading this out all over the mixture. So this is our second layer going down. Beautiful. I'm just going to set you down. See me? Let's spread that all out. I'm just going to go for another dollop. Super. Okay, from here, looks good. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to put it in the freezer for an hour, and then I will take it out and show you the best way to cut them and cover it in chocolate. I find it's genius. Game changer. But anyway, check in 1 hour. So it is actually the next day. Apologies, but we're just actually about to jump on and do a class, so I thought I'd finish these off before that. So I have just melted the chocolate. Okay, it was 200 grams of chocolate, and I simply used just the dark chocolate out of Marks Spencer's, a pound a bar, no bother. And what I'm using is a fish slice, or else you can use this one here. And what you're going to do is simply set the bar on top, and then you just start to completely drizzle. Now it does get a bit messy, but sure, it would be easier if Mum was here too, but she's not, so I'm going to have to roll solo. Basically, you simply pour the chocolate over the bar. I'm just going to pour it over the rest of the mix. Just coat it, let it fall down the sides, slip it off back onto the parchment paper, and that's you. Then you just pop them back into the fridge to let them cool and then enjoy. So I will check in once I've got these all done and just show you the final product.